Dear students, in this video, let us discuss the general principles of metallurgy. What is metallurgy? That the process involved in the extraction and purification of metal from its ore. So what are the steps of metallurgical process are: number 1, crushing and grinding of the ore, then concentration of the ore, that is also known as benefaction, then extraction of the crude metal from the concentrate ore, and then next step is refining of the crude metal. So let us start with the occurrence of metal. What is the difference of minerals and ores? If we define minerals and ores, minerals are the substance where metal occurs in the earth along with the impurities, and ores are the mineral from which the metal are conveniently and economically extracted. So all the ores are minerals, but all the minerals are not ores. These are some examples of the minerals of the different metals, where the mineral of aluminum are bauxite and kaolinite. These are chemical formula. Here, from bauxite, aluminum can be extracted conveniently and economically. Hence, among bauxite and kaolinite, bauxite is the ore of aluminum. Similarly, hematite, magnetite, siderite, iron pyrites are the ores of minerals of iron, and hematite and magnetite are ores of iron. That means from hematite and magnetite, iron can be conveniently and economically extracted. Similarly, copper has minerals: copper pyrites, malachite, cuprite, copper glands, and zinc has mineral: zinc blende, calamine, and zinc-side. So depending upon the composition of the copper, depending upon the abundance of the copper and zinc, these minerals can be acted as ore. Next is the metallurgical processes. So first step of the metallurgical process is crushing and grinding of the ore. Since the ore is abundantly found in nature and it is obtained in the form of big lumps, hence the ores are crushed and grinded to small particles, and it is done in ball mill or stump mill, and the process is called pulverization. The process is called pulverization. Next step is concentration of the ore. That is also called ore dressing or benefaction. The grinded ores are further concentrated so that the impurities are removed. Hence, this process is called benefaction process or dressing process. And these steps involve numbers of process. Number 1 is hand picking. That means the impurities are removed by hand. And second is the hydraulic washing. That is also known as levication or gravity separation. In this process, the lighter impurities are freed from heavier ore particles by washing with water. So the lighter particles are washed with water, and the impurities are the heavier ores are remained in the as pure particles. And this method, hydraulic washing, is used for the concentration of oxide ores of iron, gold, silver, and using the Wildflay table. So one instrument is there, Wildflay table. Using this, the hydraulic washing is done. Next is electromagnetic separation. So this process involved for the purification of concentration of the metal ore which have some magnetic properties, either in the impurity or in the ore. So to separate ore of chromium, magnetite, ore of iron, or pyrolusite, ore of manganese can be separated by this method. So in this method, the ore is dropped by a belt moving around two rollers. These two rollers, the ore is moved around these two rollers, and one of the roller has electromagnet. Hence, the magnetic particles are attracted by the magnetic rollers. Hence, as a result, two heaps are formed. And the heap collected below the magnetic roller is magnetic particles, and the heap which is formed away from the magnetic roller is non-magnetic impurities. This way, the magnetic and non-magnetic particles, means magnetic particles are separated from non-magnetic impurities, or non-magnetic ores are separated from magnetic impurities. This is electromagnetic separation. Next is Froth flotation process. This Froth flotation process involves the extraction of means concentration of the sulfide ores such as zinc plant, copper pyrites, and galena. This method is based on the principle that the sulfide ores are preferentially weighted by oils, while the impurities are preferentially weighted by water. Hence, in this method, the ore and water suspensions are continuously rotated through pedal. This is pedal. This suspension is continuously rotated, and froths are formed. And this froth is stabilized by stabilizer, and this some collectors are added in the suspension. Now, during this process, ore particles which are preferentially weighted by the oil, these are become lighter, and this rise to the surface, and the impurities which are preferentially weighted by the water become heavier, and they will settle down at the bottom of the tank. So these froths are further collected and dried, and thus the ore is concentrate. Now, suppose we have to concentrate two types of sulfide ores. Suppose two types of sulfide ores are there, we have to concentrate them. Then one of the ore is reacted with some suitable reagent so that it will not disturb the froth formation of the other ore. For example, zinc sulfide and galena. If sodium cyanide is added, then sodium cyanide will react with zinc sulfide to form tetracyanozincate, one complex which will not form the froth. Hence, the galena can be separated by froth flotation process. Next is leaching. Leaching means the process where the ore is treated with suitable reagent which can be selectively dissolve the ore but not the impurities. So in leaching process, the ore is treated with suitable reagent to form dissolving substance, but the impurities are not dissolved. In this process, silver and gold ore can be concentrated. Here, silver ore, that is argentite, or any gold ore are treated with dilute solution of sodium and potassium cyanide, and it will form a soluble complex. It will form a soluble complex of sodium dicyanoargentate, which is soluble, and similarly in case of gold, potassium dicyanoorate. These are soluble, and this sodium sulfide is formed as an insoluble material, insoluble impurity, which is further oxidized. Since in this reaction water and oxygen is present, so it will further oxidize to sodium sulfate. So in this process, the gold and sulfur ore are concentrated. Thus, the concentration of the ore involves numbers of steps which include hand picking, then leaching, electromagnetic separation, froth flotation. These are the steps involved in concentration of the ore. Next is extraction of the crude metal. Now, after concentration of the crude metal ore, the metal can be extracted from that ore. So two processes are there. One is oxidation process and one is reduction process. In oxidation process, the ore is converted to the metallic oxide. And again, oxidation involved two processes. One is calcination and one is roasting. In calcination, metal carbonates and metal hydroxides are employed, and in roasting, metal sulfides are employed. And in calcination process, the metal ore is heated in absence or limited supply of air. And in this process, water is removed and volatile impurities such as sulfur, arsenic and phosphorus are removed, and the carbonates are converted to their oxides. And in roasting process, the ore is heated in excess of air, and in this process moisture is removed, the organic matter is destroyed, and the impurities such as sulfur, phosphorus and arsenic are removed as oxides. And both the calcination and roasting process are performed in a reverberatory furnace. This is the systematic diagram of a reverberatory furnace, where in calcination process the air vents, these are air vents, are closed, and in roasting process the air vents are open. After calcination and roasting, there may be some non-fusible impurities exist in the ore. So thus, on addition of some materials called flux, it will remove the impurities as a fusible material, which is known as slag. So the flux is added to the impurities to form slag. There are two types of fluxes there. One is acidic flux and one is basic flux. When the impurities are basic, then we have to add acidic flux like silica and borax. This is the reaction. Basic impurities, acidic flux, we will get the slag. And if the impurity is acidic, then we have to add basic flux like limestone magnesite, then we will get the slag. Next method is reduction. After oxidation process, the process of extracting the metal by heating the metal oxide. After forming the metal oxide is reduced with suitable reducing agent, and this process is called pyrometallurgy. It involves the heating of the metal oxide with suitable reducing agent. And the reduction can be done in presence of some reducing agent like carbon monoxide, or another method is there, that is electrolytic reduction. So if the metal to be extracted is very reactive like alkali metal, alkaline earth metal, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium and aluminum, then the reduction of the oxide can be done only by electrolytic method. But the oxide of the less reactive metal like zinc, iron, copper, lead, tin, manganese, chromium, this can be done by reducing it with carbon or carbon monoxide or other metal. If we consider reduction of gold and silver, already we have done in the leaching process that gold and silver present in the ore are leached with cyanide to form this silver cyanide salt, silver cyanide complex. Then the silver cyanide complexes are treated with electropositive zinc metal. Then zinc will act as a reducing agent and it will give the silver metal from this complex. Similarly, gold metal from this complex we can get from gold complex. So zinc is acting as reducing agent. And the process of extraction of the metal by dissolving the ore in a suitable reagent, that is sodium cyanide in silver or gold ore, and followed by the precipitation or displacement of the metal by more reactive or more electropositive metal, that is zinc, is called hydrometallurgy. So this process is called hydrometallurgy. So these are the process which involve the extraction of the metal from the ore. Now the metal is obtained in the impure form. Hence the metal need to be refined. So purified. The metal need to be purified. So next step is the purification of the metal, that is refining. So first step is the distillation process. So this method is applied for the purification of volatile metal like zinc, mercury, cadmium, and the impure metal is heated in an iron retort and the vapors are condensed in separate receivers. So the impure metal is heated and the vapors are condensed in separate receivers and the pure metal distilled over leaving the non-volatile impurity. So this is the distillation process. And second method is the liquefaction process, and this method is used for the purification of metal whose melting point is lower than the impurities. So if the melting point is lower than the impurities, then the metal, when heated, the impure metal is coming at low melting point. It will be coming in a slope, and hence the pure metals are collected. Then it is using a sloping heart. So the crude metal is heated in an inert atmosphere of carbon monoxide on the sloping heart of a reverberatory furnace, when the metal melts and flow down into the receiver, leaving the infusible impurities on the heart. So metal like tin and lead are purified by this method. Next is electrolytic refining. Metal like copper, silver, gold, nickel, chromium, zinc, aluminum are purified by this method. The impure metal is acting as anode and the pure metal is acting as cathode. So the electrodes are suspended in acidified solution of the metal salt, which is been purified. So this is the process. This is the anode, which is impure metal, and this is the cathode, negative part, which contain the pure metal, and this is suspended in a acidified metal salt. Suppose if we are going to purify the copper, then this contains copper, impure copper, this anode, and this cathode contains pure copper, and the suspension is acidified copper sulfate. Now when electric current is passed, the metal ion from the electrolyte deposited to the cathode. The metal ion from the electrolyte is deposited in the cathode, and the equivalent amount of the metal is dissolved from the anode and goes into the electrolyte as metal ions. Hence, in anode, it will be M will give Mn positive plus n electron. That means in anode it will be coming to the electrolyte, and in cathode this electron Mn positive plus n electron, which are evolved in anode, it will take to form the pure metal. So from the suspension, the Mn positive will take the electron from here, it will go to the pure metal as cathode. The net result is the transfer of pure metal from anode to the cathode. So this is the reaction for the purification of copper. Next is the zone refining. So zone refining is that when the molten solution of the impure metal is allowed to cool, the pure metal crystallizes out. The pure metal is crystallized out in one zone and the impurities remain in the melt. So this process of purification is known as zone refining or fractional crystallization. So this is the process where the impure metal is converted into a bar which is heated at one end and with a moving circular heater. So this is moved with a circular heater, and due to the reason that the pure metal crystallizes out and it will form a different zone and the impurities are remain in the molten zone. So as the heater slowly moved along with the length of the rod, so the pure metal will crystallizes out and the melt impurities are passed into the adjacent molten zone. So the process is repeated several times and the this molten impure part is cut off, and this process is carried out under inert atmosphere, and semiconductors like silicon, germanium, gallium and thorium and uranium, these are purified by this method. And next is vapor phase refining. So in this process the crude metal is first converted it into a suitable volatile compound and then heating this volatile compound with specific reagent at lower temperature, and this decomposing the compound at higher temperature to give the pure metal. So first the compound is converted to a volatile compound and then decompose the compound to the pure metal, and by this process vapor phase refining, nickel can be converted to the impure nickel can be converted to pure nickel, and this process is called Mond process, where the impure nickel is heated in a current of carbon monoxide to form nickel tetracarbonyl complex, which is volatile. Then nickel tetracarbonyl is heated at 450 to 470 Kelvin at higher temperature to give the pure nickel. So this is Mond process used for the purification of nickel. So these are different steps of metallurgical process. That's all for today. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed the video.